My brother yanked me by the hair and dragged me across the floor before throwing me outside. Gravel tore into my palms as I caught myself, and the door slammed shut behind me. I was 6 months pregnant with twins. For a moment, I thought my mom might help. She appeared at the window, and I hoped she would pull me inside, protect me like she did when I scraped my knees as a little girl. Instead, she stepped onto the porch and slapped me across the face. "Thief," she hissed. The sting wasn't from her hand, but from the betrayal. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I just stood there, hand resting on my belly, and swore to myself that they would regret this. They claimed I had stolen $50,000 from my parents' savings. The money disappeared the same week I was in the hospital with pregnancy complications. My brother and sister pointed straight at me. "She needed it for the babies," my brother insisted. "She's drowning in debt," my sister piled on. And my parents believed them. No proof, no hesitation. Just blind faith in the two who had always been louder, stronger, meaner. That day I learned something painful. Blood isn't loyalty. Blood is just weight. And they had cut me loose. But betrayal can be a strange kind of gift. It wakes you up, sharpens you, strips away illusions. While they celebrated my downfall, laughing at my humiliation, relieved I was gone, I started working. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I let them think I was broken, ashamed, finished. But in silence, I was gathering pieces. The first piece came from the bank. Quietly, I asked for statements tied to my parents' accounts. I wasn't supposed to get them, but I knew the right tone, the right words, and the right loopholes. The withdrawals were sloppy, careless, done under my brother's login and tied to my sister's email. $50,000 tucked into a joint account they thought was hidden. Amateurs. The second piece was insurance paperwork. My brother had filed a claim for a supposed theft at his business just days earlier. The amount? Conveniently, the same $50,000. The claim had been denied, but the trail was there. The third piece came from a friend, screenshots of my sister's text messages. She bragged. "We'll finally put her in her place. She'll never recover from this." She was right about one thing. I wasn't going to recover. I was going to rise. I went to a lawyer. Not for me, for my babies. I handed him everything. At first, he looked skeptical, but as he read through the evidence, his expression hardened. "We can build a case," he said. "No," I corrected. "We can build their downfall." 3 weeks after they threw me out, my siblings sat in my parents' kitchen, drinking and laughing like nothing had happened. They thought the storm had passed, that I had crawled away in shame. That's when the knock came. Not gentle, not curious. Hard. Violent. 2 police squads. Warrant in hand. I wasn't there, but I've heard the story enough to picture it clearly. My brother's smirk collapsing as cuffs snapped around his wrists. My sister's protests dying in her throat as the officers listed the charges. My parents frozen, their faces pale as the words fraud, theft, conspiracy echoed in their kitchen. Later, when the dust settled, I went back to my parents' house. I wanted them to look me in the eye, not as the thief they had accused me of being, but as the daughter they had abandoned. They opened the door cautiously, eyes empty. "You set us up," my father whispered. "No," I said, stepping inside. "You set yourselves up. You believed lies without ever asking for the truth. You let your son drag me by the hair. You slapped your pregnant daughter across the face." My mother's hands trembled. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. "I didn't take your money," I continued. "But I did take something from you. The illusion that you had a family. Now you have nothing." They looked small then, weak, like strangers wearing the faces of the people I once loved. I left without waiting for a reply. Some silences don't need to be filled. My brother lost his business. My sister's marriage collapsed under the weight of her arrest. Their names dragged through every local paper. And me? I built a new life. Quiet. Strong. Unapologetic. My twins were born healthy, 2 tiny reminders that revenge isn't always fire and fury. Sometimes, it's patience and precision. People ask if I forgave them. No. Forgiveness is surrender, and I don't surrender to betrayal. They thought they could bury me with lies. Instead, they buried themselves. All it took was 3 weeks, a few documents, and the silence of a woman they believed was broken. I wasn't broken. I was sharpening. And now, they know what it feels like to be cast out. The difference is, unlike me, they'll never find their way back.